Howie came home to his house on Hill Street. He had forgotten his hat, and he was hoping he had left it in the hall. He let himself in. However, the hat wasn't where he had hoped it would be. "Mum, have you seen my hat?" he yelled. "I think you had it when you were next to Harold." Howie walked over to Harold's house and looked inside. The hamster was eating the hat, and already less than half remained. Luckily for Harold, Howie had a small head, and he was able to eat a relatively small amount of hat to inflict a maximum amount of chaos and havoc. Pound for pound, it was a good deal for Harold, and as a plus, he really liked the taste. "He's causing havoc to my hat," Howie cried. "He has to stop eating right away." "What shall I do, Mum? What shall I do?" "Take it off him at once." "But he's got the door locked from the inside. How am I supposed to get in?" "Use the toothpick to the side of your father's betting slips." Using the family toothpick, Harry was able to work the lock on Harold's cage. Harold looked on as Howie worked, both calmly and furiously at the same time, chewing on the back of the hat, his round black eyes following the boy's every move. Come on," moaned Howie. "Hurry up," said Mother. Less than 1/4 of the hat remained, when suddenly, despite Harold's best efforts, the lock gave way under the relentless toothpick pressure and the door burst in. "Give me my hat, Harold," cried Howie, and reaching in, pulled at the brim. Harold put all his weight towards his rear end and pulled the other side of the hat's remains back towards him. "He won't let go of the hat," Howie howled to his mother. "You're bigger than he is. Just use your weight." Of course, why hadn't he thought of that himself? He was bigger than Howard, so, in theory at least, he should win any tug of war. Using the very force of gravity itself, Howie leant back into the earth and pushed back against its force. The force required to keep himself upright transferred to an equal lateral force of Newton foot-pounds that pulled the hamster and the hat up out of the cage. "Let go of the hat, Harold," said Howie. "Mum, he's still eating it." "Well, take it off him. Take it off him. You are bigger than he is." "But his teeth are bigger than my teeth." "Okay, hold on. I'm coming." Howie's mum took hold of Harold's strong back legs and pulled, while Howie pulled the peak, and Harold grew longer. Shaking his little head like a dog with a bone, he said through gritted front incisors, "You'll never get it off me." And he was right. They never did. For despite their best pulling efforts, Harold was able to eat the remaining 17% of the hat before they could stop him. And that night, as he lay down to sleep, Harold saw again the sight of the deliciously small hat falling into his cage. He knew then he would probably get an even larger hat trap installed, and also that he could start to become addicted to hats, or at least highly motivated by the trapping and eating of them. Of course, only time would tell if this were to become a reality or a problem. But at 2 years old already, Harold was no spring chicken. In fact, to be precise in the matter, he was an old hamster and not a chicken at all.